What's up, my friends? Glad to have you back. I wanted to talk about vulnerability because it's something that I think we're seeing a lot more prevalent in society. A lot more people are kind of opening up and being raw and honest about what and who they are, what and who they've been as they awaken on their journey of life. And what's interesting about it is that it creates more of a ground for true, honest relationships to form between people, which is totally beautiful. I'm the type of person who is raw and honest with everything that I do. I am raw and honest with the information that I bring to you, and of course I'm going to be sharing personal things in these videos, and I think that that's important because the more real I am about myself and with you, the more I think that you all will appreciate these videos. What's interesting though is that being vulnerable is fantastic, being raw is fantastic, being honest is fantastic. All of these different things allow us to be ourselves and allow us to more deeply connect with everyone else around us. And that's super, super important because to really carry out deep, meaningful relationships and connections with each other, what we have to do is walls down, not cover ourselves with the mask, because whenever we're fake, it's easy to tell, and people tend to run away from that. And I think that a lot of people feel that being real is scary because maybe people run away from that too. A lot of people, authenticity, being real, being vulnerable, being honest, that's the new. that's the new in. That's the new, I don't want to call it a trend because I don't like for something like this to be a trend because I don't believe that it should be a trend. I think that, the planet is awakening. We're seeing a lot of things for what they are, and, real recognizes real these days. And if you're not real about who you are and what you are, what your, life purpose is about, I think it's gonna push a lot of people away. And so, with that said, while being vulnerable and real with who and what we are, I think that it's also important to disidentify with form, or from form, I should say. This was first introduced to me by the spiritual rock star himself, Eckhart Tolle. And it basically all means that we kind of have this tendency as we grow up to, where I am now, I may say, this is my story, and I'd like to share it with you. And we identify with this story, and it kind of becomes a part of who we are, or it becomes entirely who we are, and it kind of consumes us. And at the same time, it also constricts and limits us. And the reason I say that is because whenever we're identified with a certain form, we have the tendency to put up a wall, to close our mind's eye to new information that comes in and potentially grow altogether. It's this whole idea of, I'll think about the word once I come to it. It'll come to me. But I just want to move forward with the idea of transcending identity, because it's something that we're coming to as a society, and it's allowing us, even beyond being vulnerable, it's allowing us to have even more deeper connections. Because what happens is, when we transcend identity, we realize that there is no separation in this physical reality. While, we have separate bodies from each other, we are all connected to the same source, spiritually and energetically. And it's crazy to think that the media has such a strong pull in getting us to believe that we're so separate from each other. You know, we hear all these different things on the news about nationalities and colors of the skin and all these different things, you know, religious beliefs and, you know, extremities of all these things. And the truth of it all is that I'm no different from you, you're no different from me. I'm no better than you, you're no better than me. I'm no less than you, you're no less than me. All these different things, and this is really just the truth. What I'm saying here is wisdom. It's wisdom beyond knowledge. And I think that it's important that we get to the point where we realize that we are all one and that we're all the same, because there is no separation. There is no, you know, opposites. It's all us. It's all this one life. This one, you know, I was gonna say form, because that is in the 3D, the third density, which I will get to in another video. I understand that a lot of this stuff is very new information, but there is a massive, and when I say massive, I mean absolutely massive awakening happening on this planet that I'm so excited about, because it's so beautiful to watch it all unfold, to watch the mirage of BS melt away, the illusions of separateness melt away, watch us all unite into one, because it's happening, it's going to continue to happen, and corrupt ideologies are starting to fade away. They have been for a long time, and things are getting more and more weird as time happens, but I think that things have to get really weird for them to get normal again, or not even normal, but for them to become whole and right again. And this is why I say that whenever we look at being vulnerable as the first step, which is what we need to, vulnerability is hugely important to get us to where we are. Once we get through vulnerability, we're going to realize that, as Jim Carrey once said, none of this crap is real. All these labels, all these mind-made illusions, none of this stuff is real. And once we boil it all down, there is no difference between you and I. There is no separation. We are all one, and that's what we need to realize. My friends, thank you so much for checking out this video. I greatly appreciate it. If you enjoy this, please press that like button. Please subscribe. It really helped me out, and I really appreciate that. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.